Today, we got Franklin Richards taking on the Phantom Stranger. Who wins? Well, let's find out. Franklin is the son of Reed Richards and Sue Storm, also known as Mr. Fantastic and an Invisible Woman of the Fantastic Four. He's an Omega level mutant, and even at a young age, is one of the most powerful beings in the multiverse. Franklin has incredibly vast reality warping powers, sonic powers, and he even has complete control over the fundamental forces of the universe. He's a powerful telepath, as he can affect anything within a 200-mile radius. He's actually a powerful telekinetic as well, being able to lift tons, and even throw the thing across the room as a child. He also displays some precognitive powers, as it originally manifested in his dreams, but it increased to the point where he could even see the future when he's awake. He can project himself into the astral plane, and is even shown the ability to manipulate and travel through time, which is how a future version of Franklin returned to the past in order to save the world. However, while that's all fine and good, Franklin's greatest asset is his ability to control the fundamental forces of the universe and warp and control reality. As a child, he was able to create universes and pocket universes, shape reality any way that he saw fit, and repair a dying star. He's able to protect himself from harm, even if he's unaware that the danger is incoming. Franklin has subconsciously defended himself from a celestial attack by turning into flowers, and he even expelled a celestial out of his mind after it tried attacking him. He's figured out how to neutralize other people's powers, as he was able to create a box that can contain Black Bolt's voice, allowing him to speak naturally. Franklin possesses the normal physical abilities of a guy his size and age, but he can increase it to essentially infinite levels thanks to reality warping. He's been able to kill a Celestial with just one punch, and Celestial attacks don't really do too much to him, as he's even survived a direct blast from one of them. Franklin Richards has been consistently referred to as an omniversal threat, and Roma, the guardian of all realities, said that his power level was equal to the Celestials. And then in the other corner, Phantom Stranger, one of the most enigmatic beings in the universe. The Phantom Stranger only appears when events of great magnitudes necessitate his direct involvement. Mysterious and all-knowing, he really is at one with the cosmos. As mysterious as his origins are, so too are the Phantom Stranger's powers, just where they come from. It's even been suggested on more than one occasion that he cannot be killed, as his presence either directly connected to the universe itself, or he just can't be killed because of his unique defensive powers. He was able to teleport over huge distances, possess spectral sight, allowing him to perceive entities invisible to others, and he even possesses vast knowledge, even arguably nigh omniscience, considering that he knows everything about any character or situation that he encounters. Phantom Stranger's greatest asset has got to be his magic, which is described to be beyond classification, and he doesn't actually operate using spells, but rather through some pure form of mystical manipulation. He's able to fire a blast capable of killing a Mayan death god, kill armies of the undead, and actually counter an amped version of Impulse, who had previously beaten Mr. Mixtaplik. He can create metaphysical weapons in order to injure enemies on a philosophical level, stop time and freeze time for everyone but himself, and even travel back in time to previous iterations of the universe. He's instantly teleported anywhere that he wants, knows spells that can counter death, and he can project himself into the astral plane. He's capable of merging with powerful dark magic, split apart Superman's soul, and break spells cast by Spectro and Eclipso, although it did severely weaken him trying to do so. The Phantom Stranger's durability to magical attacks is also insanely high, considering he's taken blasts from gods. A demon-possessed Dr. Fate and Spectro and Eclipso together are unable to actually kill him, although they were able to defeat him by changing him into a mouse. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, right off the bat, the Phantom Stranger is kinda unique and confusing character to understand, especially in terms of a fight. First off, no one really knows where he came from. He's actually got 4 different possible origin stories. It's been said that he was a fallen angel that didn't side with either heaven or hell during Lucifer's rebellion, and was thus condemned to Earth to wander alone for forever. Or that he was from a previous universe. In the beginning of the new universe, became the Phantom Stranger, a lot like Galactus' origin. Or in a variation of the Wandering Jew story, he was an adult family man named Isaac, with a wife and boy at the same time when Jesus was a small child. When King Herod sent his army to kill all the young boys in the village, in order to possibly kill Jesus, the army ended up killing his son and wife. This made him angry at Jesus, and 30 years later, as Jesus was being tortured, Isaac bribed a guard to assume his role in whipping him. The presence then sentenced Isaac to walk away from his home and country, to be alone until doomsday. The Phantom Stranger then ended up spending the rest of his time helping society, even declining God's offer to release him from his sentence. Then in the New 52, it's been said that the Phantom Stranger is part of the Trinity of Sin, alongside Pandora and the Question. He was brought to the Rock of Eternity to be judged, where the wizard and others condemned him to walk the earth as a stranger to man, as a witness to what greed can do. Throughout all this, though, the Phantom Stranger has been referred to as the Presence Hand of Hope. This is where we can get into start talking about the fight. Basically what I'm trying to say here is, this whole thing makes his power level really vague and ambiguous. And even though he's got a lot of potential and is very powerful, sometimes he doesn't show it in a fight. In fact, the Phantom Stranger has a tendency to participate in non-direct interaction, meaning that he's got a real strict limitation on being able to directly act. Like threats that we would presumably have the raw power to directly defeat, he's instead got to warn others about it, especially if these others have some particular stake in the matter. He can't even just clearly and explicitly come out and provide information, instead just giving cryptic clues or warnings. It might just be that he's forbidden from moving the responsibility from humanity's shoulders. All this combined means that Phantom Stranger is going to have a real tough time trying to straight up to defeat Franklin Richards. I mean, Franklin is just freaking insane. He's casually able to create universes and pocket universes, do absolutely anything that he wants within his pocket universes. Easily repair dying stars, and can just straight up cancel an opponent's powers. Like he was able to create a box that can contain Black Bolt's voice, allow him to speak normally. Alongside Molecule Man, Frank is even the one behind the recreation of the Marvel Multiverse. Then there's his infamous fight against the Celestials. He instantly teleported them into the core of a star, and when they teleported back, he was able to easily take their attacks without a scratch. He even killed one of the Celestials with just one punch. And at that point, the remaining Celestials were understandably really pissed. They actually managed to hurt Franklin. So good old Franklin Richards calls upon his backup and summoned Galactus to be his herald. And Galactus comes out and literally rips one of the Celestials apart and when he couldn't take down the last remaining Celestial, Franklin tags back in and literally blitzes straight through him. This is made even more impressive by the fact that the Galactus had been in the fight earlier and was defeated. So Franklin not only restored the big guy, but gave him a power upgrade as well. And the Phantom Stranger just hasn't shown anything to overcome that. Yes, he's got remarkable durability, and Spectre and Eclipso couldn't kill him. But that doesn't necessarily mean he's omnipotent. I mean, he's lost to low-level demons, vampires, and while Spectre and Eclipso didn't kill him, they were able to easily transform him into a mouse. And it took everything the Phantom Stranger had to break the magical spell and make it back into his regular human form. Even Darkseid has just openly mocked him, and Franklin and even Galactus are much more powerful than Darkseid. The Phantom Stranger is unique, and has a lot of potential to be powerful, but he's not really a fighter, because he can't interfere. Think a lot like Utah the Watcher. He's just never shown that he's powerful enough to consistently take down an omniversal threat like Franklin Richards. Franklin wins. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Sound off in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe button. More videos just one every single day. And I will see you next time.